Hello, welcome to Digital Stream tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to be talking about conditional operators or statements in PHP. There are several conditional operators in PHP. We are going to be talking about the if statement, the else statement, the else if statement, and then the switch statement in PHP. So up here, let me just change the topic to PHP. Sorry, conditional statements. Alright, so let's quickly dive into this. I just want to wipe this off. So if you know you were not you didn't partake of our previous tutorial, please ensure you get the focus of this tutorial, because at the end of our projects, or at the end of this course, we were going to be building you're going to be building a project together in PHP. So ensure you follow up keenly in order to fully partake of this excuse me, of the project that we will be building. So x equals to 7 and y is equals to 9. So now we are talking about a conditional statement in PHP. So the if condition, if space and then the brackets. Now if condition or conditions is actually used to check if a certain condition in your project or in your code is true or false or anything, and then if it's actually true or false, you want to run a particular line of code, and if it's actually false, you want to run the second line of code. So you're going to be taking in one after the other. First of all, we're going to be talking about the if statement in PHP. So I actually want to say if x is so I want to say if $sign x equal $7, sorry, $y, sorry, y. Okay, so you want to say this is actually where our condition goes in. So if this condition is true, I want to do this. So this is actually a comparison operator in PHP. We've not actually talked about it because I know without the if statement and we talked about this comparison operator, you might not really understand it. So I needed a more practical terms to actually use this comparison operator. Alright, so if x is equal y, then echo I want to do something else. If else is not equal y, do something else. So echo yes else is equal to y. Alright, so if s is not actually equal to y outside there, so this is how you bring in your conditions. As you actually bring in the criteria for this condition. So you open two curly bracelets, the first open curly bracelet and then the closing curly bracelet. So at the end of this ending curly bracelet, you actually want to put an if statement there. So you want to say else and then another curly bracelet to start another line of code entirely. So inside there will go our if statement, will go our else statement, and then right here will go the first statement. So this line of code is actually going to execute if this is true. Else, if this is not true, this other line of code will actually be executed. So I want to say echo, and then I just want to close this first. No, x is not equal to y. Alright, so as you can see, x actually is not equal to y, so is not, the value is not equal to y. So let's run this and then we see the result we get. So no, y, x is not equal to y. Why? Because x is actually 7, y is 9, so it's actually not equal to y. So if x was to be 9, the second line of code is exactly what we run. So let's go back and then check this out. So refresh. So yes, x is equal to y. So that is how you build in conditions in PHP. You actually want to check a value if that value is true. If that value is true, then you run a certain block of code. But if that value is not actually true, you run the second block of code. We've actually talked about the if statement, and then we've also talked about the else statement. There's also the else if statement in PHP before the else statement. So you actually use the else if statement to check if to check for two conditions. Like currently we only checked for one condition. Like so you are either this is true or else. So it's either this is true for you to run this code, else it's false for you to actually run this code. So right here, instead of else, I want to say else if. So else if. So this will actually require its own condition, just like the if here has its own condition here. So right here I want to say another bracket. So inside there we want to say if x, dollar sign x is what do I do now? So if dollar sign x is equal to, and then inside there I want to say 9. Sorry, I want to use 8. Alright, so x here, I just want x to be 8. Alright, so I want to say else if x is equal to 8, I want to run this very line of code. So I want to say yeah, 8 is equal to 8. Sorry, x is equal to 8. So and then right side is where we'll now have our final else statement. So I want to say else, and then our curly bracelet again. So we're actually using the else if statement to check two conditions in our conditional operators in PHP. So the first condition will run and say is x equal y, and it says yes. If a equal y, say yes, x equal to y. Else if x is equals to 8, echo yeah, x is equal to 8. Else echo else s did not meet any of the conditions. Alright, so what happens is the first code will run, the first condition will run, and then check if x is equal y, and it says if yes, if true, it says yes, is equal y. Else if x is equal to 8, is going to say yeah, x is equal to 8. Else if none of these conditions are actually true, the last condition runs. So let's just run this on our browser one more time and see what we get as result. So yeah, x is equal to 8. So as you can see, actually x is equal to 8. So if x happened to be 10, none of these two conditions will work. The last else statement is exactly what will run, because x is not equals to y and x is not equals to 8. So yeah, x is equal to 8 now, but 10 so if I said x is equal to 10, no, I want to use sorry, equal not equal to. So let's try this one more time. So X did not meet any of the conditions. So you want to ensure, if you want to if you're using a comparison method, if you want to check if it's actually equal to 10, you use the double equals to instead of 1, else you get the wrong results. Okay, so that is it about the if statement, the else if statement, and then the else statement. So remember, we talked about we first talked about the if and the else, which will only give you two blocks of code. And then if you actually want to do you want to do extra check for extra option, you can use the else if statement and then the else statement. So thank you for sticking around in this tutorial. See you in the next tutorial, where we'll be talking more on our conditions, our switch statements, and so on. So if you know you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please ensure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It might not actually mean much to you, but it means a whole lot to me, just to encourage me to do more tutorials. Thank you. See you in the next tutorial.